Hello guys, I hope you all are doing good. I am Vaishali Khan and we are discussing the magnetostatics in EMFT. Today in this video, we are going to talk about the vector magnetic potential. We are relating all of the concepts of magnetostatics with electrostatics, and this is how we are studying each and every concept. Right? So first of all, let's see what is the analogous term in the electrostatic. The analogous term is the electric potential. Vector magnetic potential is analogous to the electric potential in the electrostatics. Now we all remember what is electrostatics and what is electric potential in the electrostatics. I hope you remember this. Okay, so the electric potential was found out from the work done. But here, in the previous video, I told you that the work done is zero in the case of magnetostatics. Always and always it would be zero. So how I can find out the vector magnetic potential? Here we are not finding it by the direct way. So how we can find out the vector magnetic potential in magnetostatics? So let's see and let's understand. So now we have already understood that del dot B is equal to 0. Right? This is the equation that we already know. Del dot B is 0. I already told you this is the equation that signifies that the magnetic monopoles do not exist. Right? So now we also know one more thing, that the divergence of curl of any vector field is identically 0. Divergence of curl is 0. We all know this thing as well. Right, so we know del dot B is 0, we know del cross A to be equal to 0. Now here if I see this as my equation 1 and this as my equation 2. So now here we have del dot, here also we have del dot. So I can equate B as del cross A, right? I can put B is equal to del cross A. So now here what is A? A is the vector magnetic potential. When I talked about the electric potential in the electrostatic, that was a scalar quantity. Here the vector magnetic potential is a vector quantity. So this is the difference. You should understand the similarity and you should understand the differences as well. Right? So if the divergence of the vector field is 0, vector field can be represented as the curl of some vector potential field. So B is represented as the curl of A, right? So A over here is the vector magnetic potential, right? Because del dot B is 0, and we have already talked about this equation that the magnetic flux density is solenoidal because the magnetic monopoles do not exist. So it can be written as the curl of some vector field, which is the magnetic vector potential, and this is how we are relating B vector. So this is the B vector over here. B vector is del cross A vector, where A vector is the magnetic vector potential. So I hope you understood in detail how with the indirect method I have found out the vector magnetic potential. I have not used over here the direct method, right? So now you can understand it from the Biot-Savart's law as well. You can derive the vector magnetic potential from the Biot-Savart law as well. So we all know the Biot-Savart law when we have the volume current distribution. So BR from the Biot-Savart law, BR is the magnetic flux density. So BR will be equal to integration over the B mu naught JR cross R upon 4 pi R cube dV dash. So this is how I can represent the magnetic flux density or the magnetic field. I can say it casually. So BR is equal to integration over V mu naught JR cross R upon 4 pi R cube dV. So now I know del of 1 by R is equal to minus R vector upon R cube. So this you can take as an assignment. You can find out what is the del of 1 by R. You can find out the gradient of 1 by R, and when you find out the gradient you will be calculating it as R vector upon R cube, right? So this is how you will be finding out the del of 1 by R is equal to minus R vector upon R cube. So now what I am doing, I am multiplying, or I am having the cross product from both of the sides with JR dash. So here also I am having cross product, and here also I am having cross product with JR dash. So here you can see we have JR dash which is having the cross product with r vector upon r cube, and here also we have the cross product. So here we will be having the minus, because this minus sign is there, so minus jr dash cross del of 1 by r. Now we all know that cross product is not commutative, the curl is not commutative. So del cross A will be equal to minus of A cross del, right? So this is the property of the curl that we all know. So I can represent this equation as del of 1 by r cross jr, right? So I have changed the position of jr and del of 1 by r, right? So this is represented like this. Now jr is not dependent upon the r. This is the volume current density. Volume current density is not going to change with the r. I am considering this, right? So here I can take jr inside because it's a constant. So here del cross, I can represent it as del cross jr upon r, right? So I have taken this j inside, right? So here we will be having del cross jr dash upon r. Now here b vector. So b vector here can be represented as del cross mu naught upon 4 pi integration over v. What was there? So here v was having jr cross r upon r cube, right? So mu naught upon 4 pi I have already taken outside. What is left? Jr cross r upon r cube, right? So jr cross r upon r cube, what is this? We have simplified it. This is del cross jr upon r, right? So I can represent del cross jr upon r, and mu naught, because mu naught upon 4 pi is a constant, I can take it inside. So here del cross mu naught upon 4 pi integration over v jr upon r dv. Now here I have represented as b as del cross something. Now I know b is equal to del cross a, so whatever quantity we have as the del of cross, so this quantity is represented as ar. What is ar? Ar is the vector magnetic potential. So now if someone will be asking you what is the formula of the vector magnetic potential, you are going to say mu naught upon 4 pi integration over v jr upon r dv. Right? This is how you can represent the vector magnetic potential, and you can derive it from the Biot-Savart's law. You can have the surface distribution as well. In the surface distribution also, the AR can be represented as, this was the AR, the vector magnetic potential for the volume distribution. Now instead of volume distribution, if I have the surface distribution, I will be having integration over the surface, and here also I will be taking the ds, okay? And for the current density, I will be taking the surface current density. So AR will be equal to mu naught upon 4 pi integration over the surface js r upon r integration ds vector. So this is how I can have the surface distribution, and for that I can find out the vector magnetic potential. For the line distribution as well, I can find out the vector magnetic potential. Here I am going to take the integration over the line, and for the line current density JL will be equal to I directly. So JL I will be taking equal to I, so mu naught I upon 4 pi integration over the L dl upon r. So this is my vector magnetic potential for the line distribution, right? Now current is not dependent upon the length, so I have pulled it outside, so this integration we can easily find out. So now why are we talking about the vector magnetic potential? Because we can easily find out B from the vector magnetic potential. If you are given the vector magnetic potential and you have to find out the magnetic field, so what you have to do for finding out B, you just have to take del cross A, right? The curl you can easily find out. So it is easier to find out B from A rather than using the Biot-Savart law, because it will be a lengthier one, right? Now A is analogous here to the scalar electric potential, right? So in the magnetostatics, we have a vector quantity which is analogous to the electric potential, which was represented by V in the electrostatics. Now it is represented as an auxiliary function only. It is having no physical meaning, right? So we cannot physically estimate what is the vector magnetic potential. Like we had the calculation of potential from the work done. Here, because the work done is already zero for each and every case, we cannot have any physical meaning to the vector magnetic potential. So here some quantum mechanical phenomena are dependent upon the vector magnetic potential, which are telling that it is a real quantity, it is not just our imagination. So now in the quantum phenomena, it is a physical quantity, but for magnetostatics you should understand it as just a theoretical concept. It has no physical meaning. So I hope you understood each and everything that I have discussed in this video. If you have any doubt, you can put the doubt in the comment and I will be trying to resolve your doubt as soon as possible. I hope you like this session. If you like it, please push the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and also give me your feedback. Thank you so much.